vinyl community. It is Craig from the Vinyl Record Player. Going to talk vinyl finds today. Got a few soul and funk classics, but also a couple of rock classics that I just simply could not avoid picking up. Stick around. Alright, so a little bit of a vinyl finds. Let's get right into it here. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to have a little coffee. Cheers to you. I'm talking about from 1977. This was just in such phenomenal condition, this cover and the whole bit. I mean, I'm like, what? Foghat Live. No gatefold on this. Oh, but look at this. Wow. I did not realize this. Oh, look at that. Oh, fantastic packaging. Also, whoa, those are, I believe, what you would call Rockin stashes, if you're into that sort of thing, which, I'm not going to say I am, but, maybe I am. Anyway, Foghat Live. I have not listened to this yet, but I'm kind of psyched about it. From 1977, this one. Again, like I got this for $5 $6. The condition on this thing, I mean, what is this, 1977? Did I just buy this off the racks? No, I actually found this in a store, which is like, wow. So anyway, Foghat Live, kind of psyched about this one. I've not tried it yet, but I will. Let's crack this dog. How about the Tokyo Tapes, Scorpions? If you're into rock and metal, you gotta check out a channel called Sea of Tranquility. This guy Pete Pardo, I've been watching him for like a year. He's like the person who got me into the whole VC thing in the first place. He doesn't even do vinyl. He does just like rock and metal, talking rock and metal. I'm not even into a lot of the stuff he's talking about. But the guy's he's a phenomenal host. He's a great storyteller. And he's got pretty good taste too. So anyway, the Scorpions, he does a lot of deep dives on bands. Oh, this one's got the cool ass the gatefold here. I guess that's them. The Scorpions hanging out in Tokyo, just doing some Tokyo things. Fantastic. Anyway, I saw this one live, or I saw this one like in the wild, and I'm like, what? It's $22. Okay, that's steep for me. That's like, whoa, that's a lot of money for a record there, Craig. But you know what? I was like, I gotta get it. You see something like this live, you just gotta buy it. Then I had a quick conversation with the lady at the desk, and the lady at the desk goes, yeah, we just bought this collection from this guy, and it's all like rock and metal records, and this is one of them. And she says, yeah, funny thing about this guy is that like he had like about 200 albums, and every one of them had been played like literally once. Apparently this guy would just like go home, he put the LP on like, his LP player, set up a cassette, he taped the albums onto cassettes, and then he just never played them again. And now he was selling all these records to this store, and I'm like, and I think this actually might be one of them too, because you can see, look at this condition is just like, get out of here. Same with this. I mean, it's got a little bit of ringwear, but that's, I think that's just because it's such a thick, delightful package. Anyway, I'm really excited about this one. Like I say, Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility, big fan of this period of the Scorpions. And from what I've heard personally, I also think Scorpions in this era better than the 80s era personally, but again, that's just me. Got this one for 50 cents, which was a pretty good deal. This is Court and Spark, Joni Mitchell from 1974. I think, nice little gatefold on this guy. It's kind of like it's got sort of almost like a, I don't know, like a rougher sort of texture on this, but it's a nice, it got some weird paper stuck to the back. That's why it was 50 cents, friends. But anyway, listen to it. I think this is actually one of Vinyl Richie's, like top 10 of 74. I agree. I like vinyl, or I like Vinyl Richie. I like his top 10s. For 50 cents, I'll take that record all day and all night. And I listened to it. Very good stuff. It's in pretty good condition too. Continuing the rock elements, I guess. Desire, Bob Dylan, 1976. The follow-up to Blood on the Tracks. I do have Blood on the Tracks. I do think of his albums, and I've listened to a lot of Dylan. I'm not like a huge fan, but I've listened to it. I think Blood on the Tracks is like seminal. Like you got to have it. It's just so good from corner to corner. That whole album is just, it's stunning to me. This one I've heard good things about as well. I don't love Hurricane. Does that make me a bad person? But yeah, everybody. I mean, you know, everybody on the VC is like, oh, this is the album that you got to get aside from Blood on the Tracks. So I did. I think it was $10. It was half off of 20. And again, the condition of this is just like very good, very great cover, a whole bit. This is cool. This one I was pleased to find this. Ringware, but you know, it's an old record, 72. I got this for $15. But what's cool about this is a double album. Duane Allman, of course, the original guitarist from the Allman Brothers, legendary session guitarist as well. He played on the Derek and the Dominoes LP, but also a lot of soul records. Actually, believe it or not, in the sort of late 60s. Hey Jude by Wilson Pickett is on this particular record. But so a lot of this, actually, believe it or not, is just like soul stuff, which, you know, you wouldn't expect because, you know, when the Allman Brothers kind of began to get famous or whatever, he just became kind of an instant legend. Then he dies in a motorcycle accident in, I think it was 72. And wow, just brutal. And then the bassist for the Allmans dies like a year later, like literally a block away, like a block and a mile or something, very parallel, like a block away, also on a motorcycle from where Duane died. Terrible story. On a positive note, this is very cool. I've enjoyed listening to what I've listened to because, again, there's some soul stuff on here. There's Aretha. There's a B.B. King medley. Yeah, cool stuff, whatever the case. And what's also cool, see, we've got a nice gatefold here. I think that must be the Allman Brothers in a canoe. A very large canoe. I'm originally from Canada, so I know canoes, baby. But that's a large one. But see, check this. Look at this too. Little book here. Some great pics. The man also, I don't know if you can see this, but the man was a master of a rockin' guitar face. And let's be real, the playing is important, but a good guitar face is, I think, what makes legends, friends. So anyway, Duane Allman, an anthology, found this in the wild, very pleased. Cool record so far, great condition too. Found this the other day. This is Little Milton from 1976, a friend of mine. Now, if you don't know Little Milton, I would say he's cut from a similar cloth to your B.B. King or to your, who else? Albert King, the Kings, the Kings. But what's interesting about him is that, some of the early B.B. King or later B.B. King stuff, like into the 70s, he starts to put a lot more soul and funk into the mix. Little Milton, I think, was soul and funk, even starting in 65, 66, 67, when he was with Chess Records. This is a later LP. It's actually on the Glades, which is interesting. I've never actually seen this. This is the Glades label. So basically, he joins Chess. He has like a couple of really cool hits, including one you want to look out for called Grits and Groceries. Great song. But yeah, he's a B.B. King-ish guy, but again, I would call his music more soul and more funk. I have listened to this album. It's great. What was kind of funny about it is when I bought it, the guy behind the desk was like, because I was like, oh man, it's this Little Milton LP from 76. $6.95? That's crazy. And I'm at a record store. These guys know what they're doing. And so anyway, the clerk talks to me like I'm adopting a three-legged dog. He's like, oh, well, hey, it plays well. I think you'll like it. Maybe a little rough, but it plays well. And I was like, what is he talking about? I didn't really look at it because I'm looking at this cover. This thing is beautiful. Like, you got Little Milt. He's having a brandy. He's taking a look at a picture of him and I suspect his wife And then there's, of course, a second photo, just in case you didn't get enough detail. Like the cover of this thing is stunning. Anyway, the reason why it's a bit of a three-legged dog is the record's pretty rough. I have to admit. But that's fine. Like I say, I wouldn't give up this cover. This cover is so dope. It's fantastic. I'm like I say, just recently I got into a little bit of Little Milton, and I was like, wow, I can't believe this is there. Again, though, the condition of this thing is not great. So I'm still kind of on the look, but if you see this one around, pick it up, definitely. And let's close out this Vinyl Finds. Wow, that took longer than I thought. With You and Me, Jerry Butler. Not great condition. Great condition on the LP. Oh, there's a nice shot of Jerry. Look at that white tie right there. You can't lose with a white tie. This is the third LP after The Iceman Cometh, Ice on Ice, that he worked with Gamble and Huff. And I don't think it's a fantastic LP, but I'm just trying to close out my own personal thing with Jerry in the 70s. This was from 1970. It's got some good songs. I Could Write a Book is good. Tammy Jones. You and Me. Anyway, good stuff from Jerry Butler. But that's about it for this Vinyl Find. So yeah, please leave a comment and subscribe and like and all that stuff. But thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.